The name of the game for India and what would be uppermost in their minds right now is to pile on the runs, to pile on the big runs. That's the only way India are going to stay competitive and to stay in a winning position in this series. To understand how India will approach the next test match, watch this episode of Jatin Scorecard. I think India will go in with the following 11. Gill, Rohit Sharma, Pujara at 3, Kohli at 4, Rahane at 5, Rishabh Pant at 6, Washington Sundar at 7, Ashwin at 8, Siraj at 9, Bumrah at 10 and Kuldeep Yadav at 11. I think they will go in with Kuldeep Yadav. They sense that Ashwin needs a stronger partner to bowl in tandem with. So that's my 11. India's top 6 hold the key in the second test match, right from the inexperienced brilliance of Gill to the maverick kind of attitude of Rishabh Pant, down to the experience of the great champions like Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane and Cheteshwar Pujara. All these 6 guys will need to come to the party and over the next 3 test matches will need to score their share of the runs so that India in at least one innings of each test match, 6 more innings to go, at least one innings of each test match score more than 450. That would be the target for this Indian batting lineup and that is what will get India into a position of strength. I also feel that Virat Kohli getting into form in the second innings of the first test match has been great news for India. Virat Kohli will now try to start the next innings from 0, but in his mind he would want to be the fulcrum around which this entire flywheel of the other 5 batsmen revolve around. My thought goes back to the Pune test match against South Africa where he scored 254. I think an innings like that is needed from Virat in the remaining test matches where he helps the team put up a huge total. Apart from Virat, I think the most crucial link for the rest of the series is going to be number 5 and that is Ajinkya Rahane. He's had a dual failure in the first test match, hit a full toss, hit it really well and Joe Root took a blinder of a catch and got an absolute beauty in the second innings of the first test match. But I still feel that Ajinkya Rahane will be the guy who India can depend on in the next 3 test matches because number 5 is a very crucial position. If there is a collapse up front, then number 5 along with the second half, the bottom half of the batting order needs to take the ship to safety. On the other hand, if there are good partnerships to start the innings off, he is the guy who's going to maintain momentum. And I think somewhere Ajinkya Rahane will be the guy who will be crucial for India because he has the ability to play both these roles. I for one am backing him to come good in the second test match. Let's talk about the Indian 11. The selection of the Indian 11 is something which generates a lot of interest and I feel that India will go into this test match with 2 changes. I think they will leave Shahbaz Nadeem out and they'll play Kuldeep Yadav and I feel that they'll give Ishant Sharma a little bit of a rest. He's just coming back from an ankle injury, playing 2 back-to-back test matches could aggravate that. India don't want to take that chance at all and I think they will get Mohammad Siraj in place of Ishant Sharma. I think these are the 2 changes India will make going into the second test match. Let's talk about England a little bit. Now they are sitting merry with a 1-0 lead in this test series. Their batting has come good. Root has kind of looked fantastic, played a great knock in the first test match, complete captain's knock, led well, fielded well, caught well. He's had a dream test match. The other plus points for India have been the form of Stokes. He's come in, looked in no trouble whatsoever. Sibley's played well. Lawrence played well as well. Now it remains to be seen if Zach Crawley could get fit and replace Lawrence. He's another really talented young player. So England are in a good position from a batting perspective and a bowling perspective. From a bowling standpoint, getting Leach back into the game after that mauling he got from Pant showed that Leach is made of sterner stuff and that would give England a lot of confidence because along with Anderson and Archer, they will then have that extra confidence in Leach that, hey, you know what, both the spinners have now also come good on Indian conditions, know what to bowl, how to bowl on Indian conditions, and that will put a lot more pressure on the Indian batting lineup, and that will give a lot more confidence to Joe Root. I think the Kuldeep Yadav versus Stokes and Kuldeep Yadav versus Joss Butler battle is also something I'm looking forward to. Both these guys, they take the spinners on. Kuldeep Yadav is a Chinaman bowler, and Chinaman bowlers and leg spinners like it when batsmen take them on, because that increases their chance of getting the batsman out. When you're a wrist spinner, you don't really know how much turn as a batsman, you don't know how much turn the bowler is going to get off the wicket, and that could kind of create a little bit of inconsistencies in shot making as well. So it's going to be a fascinating battle. Joe Root too likes to dominate the spinners. So I think that we are set up for Ashwin and Kuldeep Yadav kind of partnership, in direct competition with the English batting lineup. Let's talk about two more factors and maybe a third factor as well, which is in nobody's control. The two factors I'd like to talk about are the pitch and the ball, and the third factor is the toss. We'll talk about that at the end. But I think the pitch for the second test match will see a lot more rolling and watering, and I think the endeavour of the groundsman would be to keep it as a good batting surface for first 3 days. We saw in the first test match that it was a good batting surface for say 2+ days, but here I think the endeavour would be to make it into a good solid true wicket for the first 3+ days, where in the second half of the third day or the fourth day is when the bowlers come into prominence a little bit more. So that will be great, because if India win the toss, they could be in a good position to put up a big total. The second piece which I'd like to talk about was something which Virat Kohli referred to, and that was the new SG ball. I think there were complaints about the seam of the ball flattening way too much, and I think that's one piece which India will have to get used to. The ball's not going to change, but you will have to make what you can make out of that ball, and that will, they would be discussing as to what would be the right way to grip the ball. Is it cross seam? Try to bowl more cutters, or try to bowl more seaming deliveries? There would be a lot of discussion in the Indian dressing room about that. The third factor is obviously the toss. Unfortunately, Virat Kohli is a captain who has very, very bad luck with the toss. In fact, I think he should consider sending Rohit Sharma out to toss for him, because Rohit has had a good record as Mumbai Indians captain to win tosses. So maybe that's in a light-hearted way. That could be a solution as well. So let's see how the next how the second test match goes. It's going to be fascinating. Both sides will hope that they win the toss. Joe Root would like to continue from where he left off. Virat Kohli and his other 5 top batsmen would want to contribute in a bigger way than they did in the first test match. So all in all, after that great series in Australia, I think we are set up for a brilliant series here as well. So join me for a review of the test match after day 5, and we can talk about that. In the meantime, if you have any comments, thoughts, suggestions, use the Ask Jatin hashtag on my Twitter account, and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.